Hello everyone. So this is my good friend Suraj. Known him for a few years now. Obviously he's a good friend, but I know him as a coach. He's an executive coach. He coaches a wide variety of people. He's been in leadership positions and just a brilliant soul. And I'll also let him introduce himself actually, because more to him than what I said. Yeah, go ahead, Suraj. Actually, give a 2-minute intro.
Absolutely. No, thank you for having me here, Bharat. The same thing goes back to you. You are one of the best kind souls I've ever seen. So happy to be here and great to be your friend as well. I've been in leadership positions in the past, and what really drives me is helping people. From childhood, there are many instances where I experienced either help or the opposite. And I figured that helping people made me happy. So while I was technical, I always found my way helping others. My last corporate job was at Intel, where I led a global organization based here in the Bay Area, California, but we had customers all over the globe. So we would see ourselves flying to Europe, Asia, things like that. And it's not just the American culture, but also the world culture. It was so important to figure that out while we close technical issues, while we close business deals, things like that. So today I find myself, after 3 years leaving Intel, I have a successful career coaching company. As of 2 weeks ago, we have a second coach also coaching people. And what we do is we help corporations where a leader brings us in, as well as individuals if they're looking for jobs, or if they have the quintessential problems with their managers or peers and harassment, how to deal with that. And you would ask, why not go to HR? A lot of the times HR is protecting their company, and rightfully so.
By the way, it's called Grounow. It's like right there.
It's Grow You Now.
Grow You Now, yeah.
It's a play on words. And I wanted to use the word GROU, but that website was already taken and it would have cost me $250,000. As a bootstrapped a small business owner, I had to be practical and pragmatic about choosing the company name. So Grow You Now.
Grow You Now.
So I think it's a nice ring to it. People like, how do you say that? And that itself is fun.
Okay.
But that's where we are at. Yeah.
You also wrote a book recently.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's called Hurry Up Slowly. This has been blood, sweat and tears, not just over the last 1 year, but over the 4 decades that I've lived on this planet. There is mention about how my grandma taught me some life lessons, some of my mentors who have made me who I am today. A lot of the battle scars, we all make mistakes. All of that is captured in here. And there, in fact, chapter 6 is one of my favorite sections. It is letters from people who are professionals to the readers. So it's not just me. So there are, I think, 14 letters in there. So chapter 6 is one of my favorite ones. It's letters for us, by us, for us, kind of a thing.
So for this interview, this is basically meant for junior and mid-level engineers, ICs. And we're going to mostly focus on my audience. Actually, I'm being selfish, but Suraj's been kind to do that actually. But basically we're going to do a bit of role play. I'm going to pretend like I'm a junior mid-level guy. I'm basically a DBA who has like 3-4 years experience. The conversation is going to be about like how to navigate my career, and we're going to be talking about some of the obstacles that I have, or basically challenges. The first thing is so I've been working for about 4 years as a DBA, mostly work on Oracle databases. The thing is actually my tasks are actually repetitive, and things are getting boring. And I'm also hearing all kinds of things. Basically now AWS in the picture, they're big players, and there are other cloud vendors. Azure is from Microsoft. They're doing well as well, and people are not just using Oracle anymore. In a decade ago, Oracle was a big deal,
of course,
but now things are changing actually, and because of that, and even the way things are happening around Oracle, right? It's not done the same way anymore. So what that does to me is like I'm actually now scared of my future because I got trained as a DBA and I actually and have a few years of experience. This experience is wonderful, but like the tasks can get repetitive, but then I don't know where to go from here. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
first of all, it can be scary, but it need not be scary. So I want your viewers to absolutely know that what they're feeling is real, but there are many steps they can take in order to get past those fears and actually, more importantly, get the outcomes that they want. So that's why we're going to talk about some of those details. You're absolutely right. In fact, when I was at Intel, I took over an organization that's already using Oracle for its learning management system. Our license annual fee was $1 million. At Intel, there were give or take 20 business units. Each had their own learning management system because different product lines. So you can imagine how much Intel as a company was spending on learning management system. So we had a 6 to 12 month long period where we transitioned out of Oracle. What we ended up going with was a company in, I believe, based in Italy called Docebo. Combined all 20 business units put together, less than 700K for all of us combined.
Okay.
All the bells and whistles, modern platform, modern user interface for the administrators, users, what have you. So obviously there's a technical transition as well as a business need. So that's what we're going to talk to your viewers about. While we still think from a technical aspect, the reason why we don't see logic applying is sometimes in fact, most of the time it's a business need that drives illogical decisions. So we're going to dive into that. So yeah, it is real. We do need to transition as a business. And I think what I'm seeing today, Oracle has been pivoting smartly, and I think they are coming back.
Yeah, they're doing very well actually.
They're doing very well.
I don't know what they're doing actually, but the stock is now up again.
They're learning.
They're also, their OCI is actually, I think they're delivering in that front as well.
Yeah.
But like just to summarize, you're saying, basically to use whatever platform, a learning management platform, and then like start learning new skills is what you're saying. How do you approach, like me, should I just pick a direction and then just like start exploring? What do you have? Do you have any inputs on that actually?
Very good question. Let's get into the details. So being random is not going to be helpful, obviously, right? Very quick analogy. When you're playing soccer, you don't go to where the ball is. You need to go to where the ball is going to go. So if you think about really young kids, when they play soccer, they all crowd around the ball, and suddenly the ball comes out of this group of kids. You get the ball and they can go and score. I feel technically people do a lot about that, and they replicate that with themselves, learning, taking courses and what have you. Let us see from the business angle, like what's happening today. QA as a role is diminishing. Companies are getting greedy. You can argue for right or wrong reason, but that's diminishing. UI UX roles are getting merged. So there's a lot of roles that are disappearing right now. Why are they disappearing? Okay, we can make the argument, and I've always had this argument that QA people are so very important, yet never got the due respect they deserve. So now, even worse, their role is diminishing. So what I see, what managers are struggling with are their engineers who despise doing QA work. So I'll give you an example of one of my clients. They are a QA engineer, but they have no choice but to skill up and become an engineer. But they don't want to be a designer. So the way we're positioning that person is, they go in as a designer, but they're letting the manager know, you have issues where your engineers don't want to do QA work. My split can be 60 to 80% QA and the rest engineering. While now your engineers have an opportunity to be 60 to 80% engineering and the remaining QA. So the engineering manager has never thought of this angle before, but now they can solve their problem because you have actually sowed that seed. So while you are trying to go and figure out what you want to do, see it from the hiring manager's lens, where their need is. And if you can position your story as a solution for their need, that's where the exceptions will be made.